Hi, friends. It's Saturday again. We're here to reflect on the gospel for the 17th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Our text is from Matthew 13, verse 44 through 50. We have three more parables. As I mentioned two Sundays ago, that the three consecutive Sundays will be dedicated on the parables in chapter 13. This Sunday we have the short parables of the buried treasure, the pearl of great value, and the dragnet. Now these short parables are unique in Matthew. For this Sunday, I would like to reflect on the first two. Okay? The buried treasure and the pearl of great value. The parable of the dragnet is similar to the message or the meaning of the parable of the weeds at the harvest time. So they're very, very similar. So that's why I would just like to focus on the first two parables. Right? For the second time, Matthew used the Hebrew expression kingdom of heaven. That's very Jewish. Okay? Malkuth Hashamayim in Hebrew. I already explained this in my homily last Sunday, the meaning of this. So the Lord compared his kingdom, his rule in the world, to something that is discovered, something valuable that was discovered. There were two persons who discovered this valuable thing. The first one, the parable of the buried treasure, was a person who discovered it by accident or by chance. And another person discovered it because he was searching for it. So did you notice the difference there? Okay. Today, there are those who discovered God in their life by chance, perhaps because of someone or because of an event. So can you relate to them at the beginning of your faith journey? Let us think of St. Paul. At first, St. Paul was persecuting the early Christians. We can see that in the first chapters of the Acts of the Apostles. Then one day, Jesus appeared to him, and the rest is history. In Acts chapter 9, the Lord appeared to Paul, and that started his conversion. And then, of course, eventually, he became one of the best or greatest evangelizers, or probably the greatest of all time, the GOAT of evangelization. And then there are also those who discovered God in their life because they were searching for Him. Are you one of them? Let us think of Zacchaeus. Do you remember Zacchaeus in Luke chapter 19? He was seeking Jesus. And in the end, Jesus found him and changed Zacchaeus' life forever. Let us take a closer look at the treasure. Notice that the treasure cannot be or could not be taken away or stolen, but rather it required the buying of the field where it was found. And then, perhaps you notice it as well, the price was everything that the person has. He bought the field out of joy. So these are important elements of this very short parable. Okay? Joy, the word joy, kara in biblical Greek in the Old Testament. Kara in the New Testament is not simply emotion. It's not simple pleasure, something that is temporary, that fades. But rather, kara is something that lasts, continuous, permanent, because kara comes from God. That joy, that kara, every time that joy, that word appears in the New Testament, it speaks of that complete happiness coming from God. That relationship with God, that life in God, cannot be taken to whichever life we want to live, but rather, it may require sometimes letting go of something or even someone that will affect our life in God. Now let us look at the second short parable, the parable of the pearl of great price. Once in a while, I collect some items like toys. Maybe others would collect jewelries, books, accessories, dress, shoes. Okay. What do you feel when you see something that you like or something that you've been looking for or something that you're collecting? Huh? would you not buy it the soonest, even if sometimes it's expensive? Do you have that experience? And perhaps we will not waste the opportunity because time is of essence. The relationship with God, that life in God, is so precious. In the same way, we will desire to have it no matter what it takes. It is like saying, okay, I really want to have it. Name your price. I really want to have that life with God, that relationship with God. Name your price. Now, these two short parables tell us that the life in God completely changes one's priorities in life and reorients everything in us. And we do it because of joy. We don't do it with regret because we found joy having that life in God. Letting go of something for something happens when we truly appreciate the value of what we will gain in exchange. Do you believe that? And once in a while, we will experience that in day-to-day experiences. When we discover something really valuable and we need to give up something else. Because we value this thing so much, we won't hesitate to let go of the other. Because we would like to possess this something really, really valuable. So we have to exchange it. I invite you this week to identify the most important things or persons in your life and see if there is anything that is contrary to the life in God. Think of something or someone. Perhaps some will say, Father, I cannot think of any. In my experience, some good things are not always good. Let me give you some examples. Family and friends are good, right? Family and friends. Okay. However, family and friends can also take us away from God. Like, for example, if a good friend is not a good influencer or not a good example, that person can take us away from God. Even activities as a family, especially on Sundays, there are many family activities on Sundays, can take us away from our time with God in the celebration of the Sunday Masses. Another example is, for example, a job. I heard of one person who gave up his job because it was contrary to his faith and relationship with God. Wow, that's brave. But that's a good real life living what this joy means of having that relationship with God, willing to give up something. Or maybe another example, possessions. Because probably some possessions, some things that we have affect us in a negative way in our relationship with God. Think of something. Is there anything that you have right now that affects our relationship with God? Or perhaps it can be personal principles or ideas. Some Christians select what they want to believe. They select the teachings they agree with. But life with God means we are all in. Life with God is not our right foot is in while the left foot is outside. No. When we accept God and His teachings, we are all in. Everything. And we have to set aside the rest that run contrary to our life with God. Another example would be bad habits or bad practices. That can also be something that affects our life with God, our relationship with God. And if we truly want to have that life with God, we need to exchange that. Meaning we have to give that bad habit or bad practice. Let us rather set our hearts and minds what truly matters. In fact, in our first reading today, King Solomon asked something from God. Instead of asking for more riches, power, or fame, what did Solomon say to God? Give your servant, therefore, an understanding heart to judge your people and to distinguish right from wrong. Wow, that was a wise choice. Hmm? Do you value your relationship with God more than anything? Do you value your relationship with God more than anyone? Is there anything you need to give up in exchange? You know, it's good to be assured once in a while by the words of the Lord when He said once in Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. You know this. Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things shall be yours as well. Do you believe this? Have a pleasant Sunday. Until next time. God bless you all.